Alrighty guys, welcome back. So in today's a little bit something different here. I got I play a game, Raid Shadow Legends, as you guys can see in the background. This is an account takeover that Miss Cobb did for my account because I really wanted to push into Hydra and didn't know how to do it. So this is the video on it. There's two separate videos running each piece by piece, explain a little bit of my thinking here and there, but it is what it is today. Let's hop into this.
The account of Mr. Rahid's, where we have a Seeker with 0 speed, where we have a Farrakhan with a 1-star HP banner. And where, to be honest, the gearing builds and stuff on a lot of the champions, actually the skill books on a lot of the champions.
Fair enough, I have not touched this character since I first got him and booked him. He was just kind of in the gear. That was kind of what I had at the time. I have not touched him since. And then the Seeker, I was trying to build for a very specific boss, so I didn't really move any gear. Like once I build a champion, I kind of just lock them and I forget about them. Kind of a bad thing, but it is what it is.
So pretty good, but the gearing builds on a lot of the champs could use a lot of work. There's also a whole other host of issues that I'm going to get to on this account. Mr. Rahid's actually reached out asking for Hydra help, but I think he's got bigger issues to get to than that. So I'm actually going to split this takeover into 2 parts. One of them focused on Hydra, one of them focusing on a whole bunch of tips that if your account looks anything like this and you're a newer player in Raid Shadow Legends, and you're not going to want to miss this one, we're going to be covering all kinds of beginner mistakes in this one that you definitely want to dodge. Before we do, if you're going to create a new Raid Shadow Legends account and get a fresh start on your account, or maybe start a new free-to-play adventure or something like that, then make sure to do so using my beginner promo link, which is down below at the top of the video description box, man. Simply hit that link and use it to sign up.
Yeah, definitely use this link. Go to any of his videos. The link is pretty good. Elderel, a bunch of other champions. Pretty good.
To raid on your PC, to get your hands on Elnoril as your free starter legendary champion. Almost ran out of breath, man. Getting too excited over here. As well as a few epic champions on your account as well. As you level up your account too. Best beginner promo link, go on, man. This right here is the webpage that promo link will take you to sign up and create a new account. And bam, once you're done with the in-game tutorial, Elnoril will show up in your account's inbox. Now, let's do this. This account has 3 massive issues, man, that we're going to get to. First of all, we've got a pretty strong case going here of what I like to call, you might have heard me refer to this before, man, level 50 syndrome. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show off like the full champion roster right now. And basically only the first row of champions, and then like a little bit more, are actually level 60. And then below that, we've got like 4 rows of 5-star champions, man. Some of them level 50, some of them not even level 50 yet, but 4 complete rows of 5-star champions.
Okay, for that one, I can honestly explain. I barely played when I first started. I kind of didn't really take it serious until around the time Sun Wukong or Rathalos, one of the two, either the Sun Wukong chase or the Rathalos chase started. Which I started when Rhonda started, which I can show you guys here. This is the account he's talking about. I go, where is it? No. Challenges. Here, 2023 is when I made it, which was when the Rhonda chase started in like February. February of 23 is when I started, but I didn't really start taking it serious until Rathalos really came out, or Sun Wukong, and even then, I just kind of signed on. So basically, it's kind of getting there away from the level 50. There's still the 1, 2, 3 rows now, not really 4, and I'm kind of pushing towards these 4 kind of next. So they're kind of on the list, as you can hear here. Physics of Alice and Fabian are going to be my next one there. So it's kind of just been going on. So pretty much what I did during those time is just went here, click this, click rank up, click on this one, click rank up, click on this click rank up and just kept that up. Um, really bothered to check what champions I really wanted to bring up or save them. I didn't really care. I was just kind of daily tasks until I think when at the towards the tail end of Alice, I actually started to really play the game and started going for champions and stuff. So primarily the reason.
Dude. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to be doing this, man. You want to consolidate the power of your account into your best champions, man. Take the best champions up to level 60, especially damage dealers, right? Scroll on. We've got like a Genbo here, for example. I wouldn't recommend that we max up Genbo next on this account, by the way. I'll get to what I'd recommend later on in this video. But we've got like a Genbo sitting at level 50 here. His like attack damage stats, his crit damage stats, the access to stats that he's going to have if we were to level this Genbo up to 60 and put him in our best gear. I mean, his attack would like quintuple. You know, it's not even close with damage dealers. You can say the same thing about the survivability of support champs as well. We've got like an Ugo here. The Ugo's actually fully booked, but oh god, the Ugo isn't fully booked. I thought the Ugo was fully booked, man. Why not?
The Ugo is fully booked, also level 60 as well. There's yep, Ugo here. Ugo is officially fully booked level 60. I still gotta upgrade her gear, but she's fully level 60 and it's
I think that. Oh god. Well, Ugo should be fully booked, but she isn't. But yeah, like an Ugo at level 50 is gonna have like, I don't know, like 500% less defense and HP sets and stuff than a level 60 actually geared out Ugo. You know, it's not even comparable, man. So make sure that you are.
yeah, I mean, I can agree with him because if you can look at her stats now, they were 1345 versus 1965, attack 738 versus 502, defense 1255 versus 891, speed 102 doesn't change, crit rate doesn't change. The only other thing that changes is really the accuracy. It goes from 0 to that's pretty much primarily that changes from 60 to 50.
Avoiding level 60 syndrome. Here's how you do that. I've got all kinds of guides for basically every dungeon up on this channel, right? So what you want to do is go on into your dungeon team. So actually clearing Spider's Den, Dragon's Lair stage 20, which is lovely. Good stuff. Team's a little bit wacky, a little bit all over the place. Most of these legendaries aren't booked. But what you want to do is go into your team setup menu right here. If you scroll on down a little bit, these are some of the teams that I've set up for each dungeon, right? I'm building teams here that should be able to farm stage 20 of each dungeon without too many issues once they're all bugged up and geared up and stuff like that, right? And it just lets you sort of focus on what you should be working on next on your account. It gives you a sense of direction for what champions you should be taking up to level 60. Very, very good stuff. And you can do the same thing as well with things like Hydra and things like Demon Lord Clan Boss and that sort of stuff, you know? So, and obviously the more areas of the game where you're going to be using one single champion, the higher priority that champion should take for things like legendary books and getting them to level 60 and all of that good stuff, you know? So that's a really, really easy way to avoid the devastating ailment known as level 50 syndrome, man. It can happen to anybody, but especially newer players. Next issue. We've got a lot of champions on this account that are sitting at level 50 and aren't really offering a massive amount to the account right now, like Alice at level 50 with only 2 red awakening stars, the Dark Elhain. I gotta imagine that she's not booked. She isn't. And a lot of these champions are eating up our artifacts and our gear on the account. We actually have 2 Elhains for some reason as well. One of them in a righteous set and then a random piece of perception. Okay. But the point now,
That build there, I can explain this one. This was a gear piece set I picked up at the very beginning of the game when I first started. This was kind of a build that when I first started, within my first 2 months, I had this armor on Elhain, and then I got Rhonda, Wukong, then I got Rathalos, then I got Thor and Ninja, so they could just kind of replace Elhain. I did awaken her though. The 2 Elhains is for faction guardians. At the time, I didn't have very many high elves.
I'm getting at here is that we have a lot of gear on a lot of these champions that are not actually offering that much to the account. Okay, a lot of them are sitting at level 50, which isn't ideal. But then if we go into artifact storage real quick, we only have 400 artifacts on the entire account. And if I sort these by like 5 and 6 star artifacts, we actually only have 300 artifacts on the entire account. We are not working with a whole lot here, man. Like, 5-star plus artifacts are really what an account that is this far along and is this developed is looking for. You might even argue 6-star artifacts only at this point, to be honest, but we're quite behind. We've got some catching up to do. I'd say 5 and 6-star artifacts only on this account. How many of these artifacts are like gloves and chest and have flat?
Not a lot, and it is still to that to this day because I actually did have a lot of those on my characters, and when I started watching Hell Hades, started watching Mr. Top here, I started getting rid of a lot of them. I don't really understand the end game perspective of like end game builds, but I can understand like the basic level of builds.
Primary stats, HP, attack, defense. Okay, not many. That's good stuff. We've been getting rid of the flat stats as primary stats on most of our gear. That's great. What about boots? Like, how many of these are actually speed boot? We only have 26 boots total on the account, and only 8 of those are 5-star plus speed boots, man. And then
Yeah, I've kind of been primarily playing after Alice and never really focusing on gear, kind of more so focusing champions leveled up because I thought it was the other way around. Each leveled up would get you more gear, and then at the point where you had a ton of champions leveled up, you could get the best gear. Yeah.
if we head on over to the accessories, it gets even worse, right? Only 188 accessories total on the entire account, and that's including the 4-star accessories. So we've probably got like 100 really to work with. This is not a whole lot. It's not a whole lot, man. And so what does this mean? It means that we can't afford to be building out like a billion champions that aren't fully booked yet. Harima is incredible. Don't get me wrong, man, but she's not booked, right? Legendary champion without being fully skill booked, especially if they've got like important cooldown reductions that you can book into, they're just half a champion until you've got them booked, you know? This is why you want to focus on building rare and epic champions in the early game. It's going to take you a long time to save up the legendary skill books to work on your legendary champs. So you want to make do with your rare and epic champions for the time being. Of course, there's some legendary champs that do great even without skill books. Not many of them, but there are some. But yeah, the epics and the rares are what are going to allow you to progress in the game and farm dungeons at stage 20 and get started into normal Hydra and all of that super like early to early mid-game stuff while you're building out your big heavy hitter legendaries that are really going to help to develop your account. Oh my god, dude, we've got a Marichka on this account as well, but also unbooked. And to be honest, Marichka, as good as she is, I don't think that she'd be a priority for the legendary skill books on this account. I'm going to get into why I think it should probably be Thor in a little bit. Well, I'll just tell it now. You want to spend your legendary skill books on a legendary champ that's going to help you everywhere, man. Thor brings a double hitter A1 that brings 10 meter decrease. Great into Finite, great into Spider. Then he brings 2 massive AoE hitters for just obliterating waves in every other dungeon. And he brings an AoE decrease speed debuff on the A2 as well.
I'm not sure if that's honestly true. After I built Thor is full now, but I don't think I've really noticed any difference in between him booked and not booked. He just kind of after the takeover, I just kind of got a lot of legendary tomes him out. Booked some of the Mad Hatter out there. Is the other one? There was another legend. Physics got booked. I'm working on Elva right now. Someone into Sifi to make her a little bit better. I think that's about it on like legendaries I really booked out because Ninja was already booked. Wanda was my first legendary champion, so she ate all of the books that I could give her. Because I didn't have any legendaries very long time until like Sun Wukong came out. Sun Wukong was my second legendary. And at that point I had some books saved up, so I started pitting them, and then I didn't have anything until Rathalos came up, which I booked one of his skills, and I stopped playing for almost like a year and a half till till the next one. I believe Ninja was available, so I started playing the game again when Ninja came out for the second time, and I booked all of his stuff pretty quickly. And then I got Thor. I spent money to beat Thor because I thought he would be a game changer. So that's why I got him. Mad Hatter, I kind of pulled after the fusion. I was kind of upset that I missed him. I pulled him during my 2X event. So he's been pretty good after being booked. Not really sure what type of stats he really needs. Still trying to figure out the stats and stuff, but been pretty good. Pretty good.
He stuns enemies in waves as well. On his passive, it's just ridiculous. The big AoE decrease speed with this big AoE damage is going to help out a lot into Hydra. It's like, Thor's amazing kind of everywhere. And so, yeah. But again, in the meantime, we got to book out the Epic Champions. Now, we have got a fully booked out Burungiri, which is great. The Seeker,
Berengari was a, what was it? Amazon Prime that I got. I didn't actually pull him. He was an Amazon Prime raid when they used to do that. So was Ginzo or Ginzo, whatever that guy's name is.
Oh my god, dude! All of the skill books.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
7 books went into the A1 and 0 into the cooldown reduction. We're going to get the Seeker fully booked as well, to be honest. We got to finish this off. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked, right? The original point about artifacts was that if you don't have many artifacts to work with, right, you're still like... You're still kind of in the early game in terms of your artifact collection. You don't have that many 5 or 6 star artifacts to work with on your account. You've got to focus equipping them on the champions that you are going to use in your dungeon teams and your Hydra teams and your clan boss teams, and make those champions as powerful as possible, and just accept the fact that it's going to be a little while until Marichka really comes into our own and starts making a big difference to the account. Same thing with like Mad Hatter, you know. Without the skill books, these big legendary champions, they're going to be incredible in the future, but for now, they're not going to be a massive, massive help, right? So consolidate what little gear you have onto your good guys. Is the ninja booked? Oh, thank Christ. Okay, the ninja's booked, man. We could do something with that. I think the Ronda was booked as well. Okay, so the Ronda is fully booked. The ninja is fully booked. Nothing else is... Oh my god, we've been putting books into Sun Wukong, which isn't the worst. It's not the worst. He's not like the lowest on the priority list. Sun Wukong has great utility into Arena and can be used as a block buffs guy in Hydra as well. So maybe you can do a little bit of something for us on the account. But I still would recommend that we pivot away from Sun Wukong for now and get the Thor fully booked as soon as possible. So that's what I recommend on that front. And the third big final issue with this account.
And for booking, do you actually just like fully level up every single skill? Like, I'm not sure what to do with the books. Like, do I finish booking out Mad Hatter's A1? Or do I just go to the next legendary? Like, books are really confusing. Like, some champions need the A1, other champions don't. How do you know which champions need it and don't need it?
Count is, of course, the builds, which we've already touched on. I mean, dude, what's the Cold Heart rocking over here, actually? You know, the Cold Heart build, in the context of this account, isn't actually that bad. She's rocking a Destroy set for some reason. What's that banner? Okay, she's got to get attacked.
I can explain the Destroy set. I needed her for Scarab King, and this is the only build I had at the time. And yes, it worked for a really long time for me, and now I kind of need to find something for Scarab King, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do currently.
Banner, triple attack roll. Pretty good. Sadly, she's got an attack amulet. As a rule of thumb, you should just instantly sell every single attack amulet you get. In my opinion, at least I never hold on to them. If you're going to put an attack amulet on a champ, 99.9% of the time, it's better to just put a crit damage amulet on that attack champ instead, you know? And then on HP and defense main stat banners, you're usually looking for accuracy as a substat, I feel, but... that's a little word on your amulets right there. But yeah, we've got a lot of champions to rebuild. I have a lot of builds planned out for these guys. And what I'm going to recommend that this account does, right? Once I'm done rebuilding all of those champions, what we gotta do on this account is pay very, very close attention to all of the upcoming events and tournaments. There's a gosh darn Fire Knight tournament starting tomorrow, okay? Spider tournament live right now. We could be farming that as well.
Both of those are completed now. As of right now, it's April 13th of 2025. So both Fire and Spider Knight Spider tournament were completed. Got the fusion for them currently at the time of me Dragon tournament coming up. I have over 2,000 gems. I'm gonna flush into them as well as almost 1,000 silver. The artifacts haven't really. I kind of got rid of a lot of stuff that I feel like I didn't need. I got a bunch of new gear roll up during gear enhancement, and then the next farms are later on. So I'm getting the gear up. I did go ahead and purchase the pass there, the NSYNC pass. This was sometime after he did it, so that's why the gears aren't showing up because they're not weren't really all that good. I'm not sure what to do with them yet because they are my first. Whether I keep them or not, I don't know. Let me know.
Struggle without the Thor, though, to reach stage 20 without the Thor being booked. But once this Fire Knight tournament starts,
even after Thor was booked, I still can't go up to stage 20. I mean, let me see how about now. Because this is after the fact he did all of his builds and stuff. This is after everyone's leveled up and booked. Let me see. And I'm not even sure if this is if I can do it really realistically. We'll come back to that.
I want Mr. Raheeds to be ready to rock and roll and just pump a crap load of gems and energy into max farming this Fire Knight tournament and getting all of the free rewards, the epic skill books, that kind of stuff that are going to be coming in from this, chickens and all that good stuff. But most importantly, holding onto a good collection of 5 and 6 star gear that's going to be dropping from Fire Knight. We got to get at least like 1,000 solid quality artifacts, man. From just farming tournaments over the coming weeks. And so the Hydra portion of this account takeover for Raheeds is going to have to show up in a future video, man.
We will be doing the Hydra portion as well.
That's it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start rebuilding the champs that we're going to be using across our dungeon squads, and I'll explain those teams briefly as well before we give some of them a trial run, at least. The Rhonda build. So right now the Rhonda's running very, very low on speed. It looks like we've been shoehorning a gear set under the Rhonda here, just trying to get a Bloodthirst set to work. Oh my Giddy Ant, it's got resistance.
That was from when I stopped playing the game for like a year and a half. I got the pass little thing for coming back to the game that gave you Eva. Autumnborn, I bought the stuff obviously. That was the gear set I got from it, and I thought the gear set was pretty good since Rhonda was in lifesteal, and at the time I still needed lifesteal Bloodthirst sets for healing because my healers didn't really do anything, and I hadn't gotten Sophie or not Sophie, Scylla the Drakes or Godseeker yet.
As the main stat on the chest piece, which for Rhonda, for an attack champion, not great. It needs to be attack percentage. Her crit rate is actually settled at 86% as well, which... So we made the effort to get a crit rate up. That's lovely. But her crit damage is very, very low. Her attack is very, very low. Let's go ahead and key in this new Rhonda build right here, man. Oh, isn't it just absolutely stupendous? Now, we will lose some crit rate in order to pull this off, but frankly, I think that 86% in the context of what we're working with here, like we've not really got a whole lot of artifacts to play with on this account. I feel like this build is a quadrillion times better. It would be nice if we were at least at 90% crit rate, but we can work on that. I guess I will go ahead and just roll up the amulet a little bit more as well, because it's only sitting at rank 8. There's CVC going on right now and a gear enhancement as well, so this is quite efficient for us to do. And besides that, again, we're pulling gear and pulling items off of champions that we're just not going to be using a whole lot. And let's go ahead and get this token used, shall we? Free gear removal activated. It's a race against time. So that's the new Ronda build. Crazy amount more crit damage, crazy amount more attack. She's going to be hitting a hell of a lot harder. Next up, we've got the Ninja, whose build I do also have a little bit of respect for, man. It's something, but the 3-star perception boots, man. With HP percent as the main stat, man. Like, what are we doing?
That was because they rolled 4 times into crit rate, honestly, and at the time when I got Ninja, I was way lower than this. Like, I had come back from my year and a half after getting Ronda. I think after getting Ronda, then after getting Wukong, I stopped for a year and a half in between each one, so I missed things like what was it, UDK. I missed all of the really good stuff in between Ronda and Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong was my comeback. I played for like 2 months after Sun Wukong. Then I stopped for a year and a half, and then didn't come back until Rathalos. Rathalos was coming back, and then I played for 2 months. Stopped playing afterwards. And then Alice. No, not Alice. It was one before Alice. With Thor. I came back for Thor. Then I went into Alice there. And then I've just kind of been playing since Alice.
What are we doing here, dude? What are we doing here? Yeah, so what I'm going to do with the Ninja is drastically speed him up more than anything. I'm also going to be switching out his gauntlets. I think I switched them out for some crit rate gauntlets, just because Ninja doesn't need as much crit damage as you might think. It's a bonus if you can get a good amount of crit damage on your Ninja. Lovely. It's much, much better to have your Ninja with nice, solid amount of accuracy, which he's still going to have, and just having moving very, very quick, especially once you've got him fully booked. You want him triggering his HP burns and applying his HP burns and activating those burns as much as you possibly can. And so that's what we're going to be doing with the Ninja. We're also giving him like an extra 1,000 attack. His defense is going to go up a little bit as well. Yeah, I'm pretty damn happy with this Ninja rebuild, man, because we're actually pulling an attack percent perception chestplate off of the Venom Age as well, which, oh yeah, we've also got like some, we have like a crazy 100% crit rate build going on with the Burungiri as well. Great champion, by the way, but I feel like he's been a little bit misbuilt as well. In fact, let's get to the Burungiri next. Oh god, yeah, he's running a crit damage amulet as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just like blast through a few of these rebuilds. I'll show you guys 1 or 2 more, but I'm basically rebuilding, I think, about 10 champions that we're going to be using across dungeon teams, and probably to start getting the first chests from Hydra, because this account has never got even the lowest ranked chest from Hydra Clan Boss before, man. And so we are here to fix that. Anyways, we're going to drastically increase the Burungiri's accuracy with this build. He can also gain more speed as well by max rolling up.
I didn't think, honestly, this character really needed accuracy until after this. Yeah. I was just kind of going based off of stuff I was reading. A lot of the stuff I was reading, you needed to have high crit rate, high damage. Accuracy would kind of be the second thing you would be looking at, which at the time I didn't focus and I didn't think about speed. Really, yeah.
These feral boots, which actually double rolled into defense percent, which at first I was really annoyed about, and then I realized that that'd actually be a pretty good fit for good old Burungiri. So those are there. His speed is going to go up quite a bit. It would be nice if he was still a lot faster, but, you know, we're working with what we're working with here, and silver is running low on the account, so I don't really want to roll these up. Let's go ahead and get these equipped on up, shall we? So, yeah, no longer we're going to be running 100% crit rate Burungiri. He's just going to be a lot faster and is actually able to land his stun, which is not an inconsequential stun, by the way. This thing is incredible for wave control, 310 cooldown, 60% land rate, AoE stun. Yeah, just very, very nice. Something else I'd also recommend that Raheeds does after watching this takeover, what's up, man, Raheeds? Once you get around to watching this, is check out one of my guides, man, covering how to gear every champion type in Raid Shadow Legends, right? Paying attention to, like, the stats that the champion scales with, paying attention to what their role is on the team. For example, we've got a Seeker build here where, again, he's got, like, no accuracy. Like, 94 accuracy is basically nothing, you know? He's got a lot of attack stats as well. Are we actually running like attack gloves here or something? Okay, the boots are attack percentage. So attack is doing absolutely nothing for Seeker because he's a defense-based champ. And so, yeah, again, all kinds of guides already.
I still don't really understand it really much. I've watched the video times. I don't know. Something I'm just not understanding or understand. Like you gotta know what their thing stat is, but um, I still don't understand like exactly because some champions are upset. I can be scaled differently or be, can be changed differently, and I'm not sure which champions are which.
Up on the channel talking about different rules for different types of champions and how you want to be building them out. And so we're going to go ahead and actually let's go ahead and fix these fix this chest plate up just a little bit more. Very, very nice. Okay, flat rolls into HP, but, you know, whatever, dude. So, yeah, we're getting rid of all of that useless crit rate, all of that useless attack on the Seeker. We're drastically increasing his speed. Seeker is a 10-meter booster champ, right? That's what his A2 is all about, and it's why we're going to get him fully booked. He's also a provoke champion as well, and one of the few provoke champions that's even somewhat reliable for us right now on this account for going into Hydra Clan Boss. And so, yeah, Seeker is going to be our Hydra provoker in the next account takeover video on this account, which is going to be interesting, to say the least. I've never actually tried it before, so let's go ahead and roll some of these other Seeker gear pieces up to at least rank 12 while we can, while the gear enhancement's up. All right, and bam, his stats are looking a hell of a lot better, man. A hell of a lot better. Okay. I'm going to go on now through like the Cold Heart, maybe like Scylla the Drakes, definitely the Ruella. She's going to be huge for Spider and Fire Knight tournaments in future. Is she booked up? No, she isn't. But either way, I'm just going to rebuild some guys and I'll catch up with you guys in a sec. I just rebuilt the Cold Heart and she had a crit damage amulet that was equipped on Spirit Host, man. Defense percent, flat attack. What is the Spirit Host doing in a crazy amount of... Oh my god, she's in some insane relentless gear, dude. Triple speed rolls all over a Spirit... This is what I'm talking about, man. We can't be putting our best gear on a Spirit Host, you know what I'm saying? Not
At the time when I built Spirit Host, I didn't have anything but Rhonda, and Rhonda already had really good gear. So it was pretty much my Spirit Host, Elhain, and Rhonda that was kind of carrying it with Gembo and Ferngale, I think. Kind of the champions I was using back then. I'm not even sure.
a bad champion. Not a bad champion at all, but bloody hell, those resilience pieces are really good. They should be on somebody else. Okay, so everybody rebuilt. My recommendation to Raheeds when he's watching this is that, look, if there's any champion builds that are kind of broken on those champs that aren't really, like, it's just like a patchwork of gear left over on those champs, it's because, frankly, those champions are not booked up yet. They're certainly not level 60 yet, a lot of these guys, and they're just not ready to really make a splash in the account just yet, man. And so I prioritize putting that gear on just the better champions, man. The champs are going to make an actual big difference to progression on the account, man. Stuff like Cold Heart. I did start to run out of gear options a little bit by the time I got to Scylla the Drakes, which just paints a picture of how like dire the gear situation is. She's even got some attack percentage gloves, but they triple rolled speed, okay? Like, I think that's good enough to warrant slamming these gloves on the Syl for now, because we just don't have any better options. Also, only 4-star speed boots, but speed, double roll accuracy, 2 set speed bonus. Yeah, this Syl build is fine, you know? What I mostly want to get done with this account, because the Fire Knight's Castle tournament is coming up tomorrow, we're currently still just farming stage 16 at Fire Knight. Let's see how low we can go if we can make it.
I think after this, actually we did complete stage. Okay. So we can probably go to stage 20 now. Currently on Fire Knight, I can go as low as 21 now. So I can farm stage 20. It's just not ideal per se. And he goes over the team there, but it's pretty new stuff is one thing I did get after he left was gem pack there, because it's pretty good value. as you can see, is actually I just started getting 271. So 270. You get the point. However many days this is, I just entered into. So you can see how long I've actually been playing in the um years really. And in 2 years you could play about almost 700 days, and I'm at 200. Things I'm looking out here for on here are pretty obvious. Rhonda, Thor, the Godseeker, Venomage, and him. I forget his name on top of my head, but I'm waiting for a solo event for that. Then we have a new character here that I've been playing. Epic Book, perfect. There is a champion thing going on currently, and Roella is fully booked now. Ugo's fully, Reese is fully booked. Rector's fully booked. Seeker's fully booked. Everyone else up here is fully booked. I'm not sure who to give it to. Honestly, if you guys know, let me know down below. I have for epics here. Pretty much this list. There, there is anyone. I was thinking about Archmage Helmuth. I'm not 100% sure. I think I'm gonna go with Dark Elhane. But I'm gonna look into it further and really see who I want to book. Um, but I'm not 100% sure right now. But yeah, we got to stage 21 in Fire Knight, and that was after builds and shit. So yay.
All the way down to Finite Stage 20. I just want to see how my team actually performs into Finite Stage 16 first. Why do I keep saying Spider, dude? Actually, I'll tell you why. It's because it's on my mind, right? A lot of these dungeon teams, I think, are pretty much good to go right now with the champions that I've rebuilt. Oh god, I need to rebuild the Farrakhan. I'll get to that in just a little bit. All apart from the Spider's Den team, which completely relies on the Seeker being fully booked. Is going to be a big help, but also the Thor being fully booked as well. This Spider's Den team will absolutely clap Spider Stage 20, no problem. Can probably even go beyond that without too much of an issue with better gear and stuff, but it all relies on the Thor being booked up. Also, as for the Finite team as well, once the Thor's fully booked up, he can easily replace the Rhonda in this Finite team and probably do a
Yes, that's actually really true. Thor really did change the Fire Knight team. I got rid of Rhonda and put in Thor. Thor did a lot more work than Rhonda did, at least in this video. Thor looked up right after he did his account takeover, so I didn't really try Rhonda in the Fire Knight. It was always Thor. But yeah.
lot better than the Rhonda in this Fire Knight team. You know, that double hit at A1, decrease in 10 meter and stuff. And the Thor's going to be used in Hydra team as well. So he's just so good, man. He's so worth booking up, in my opinion. And it's just as well that I checked on the Farrakhan. I forgot that he had the 1-star banner and some attack percentage resilience boots. Yeah, Farrakhan is one of those exceptions to the rule, right? Even though, yes, he's an attack champion in the technical sense, his real job comes in just being fast, getting off his skills often, right? His big ally attack skill on his A3, and then on his debuffs on his A2. He doesn't really need attack, right? He doesn't need the attack stat in order to be effective. What he needs...
See, these are the type of champions I'm not sure how to build. Like which champions need to be built like this. Like some of their, like, I'm not 100% sure I built him as a damage dealer, like a support.
To do is survive, defense HP percent, more importantly, good accuracy and very, very high speeds to get a super effective Farrakhan going. And oh bloody hell, I just realized that he's sitting on literally 16 accuracy total, which is also not ideal. And I mean, there you have it. The night and day difference, man, between the Farrakhan build that we had before with just 0 accuracy, no speed, randomly high attack, and this build is not even funny, dude. I'm pretty proud of this one, given that we're like really getting hodgepodge now with the pieces of gear that we're getting equipped on, you know, some 4-star pieces and stuff like that. But 200 accuracy, nearly 190 speed, higher defensive stats. There's happy days, you know. Okay, happy days. Let's actually try out this Fire Knight team now. Actually, a little bit nervous about this, man. I really hope that this goes well. So again, this is just stage 16. I'm just testing it out, seeing how the team plays, making sure everything's going to work out nicely. The Ronda's damage looking pretty impressive as well against the waves, which good stuff. Again, the Thor will be such a massive upgrade against the Ronda. PvE setting, Thor's just, it's great in PvP as well, but it's great everywhere. What am I talking about? Thor's just an incredible nuker. And so, yeah, he will also make this run just a bit more reliable, bit faster, all of that good stuff. But of course, the way that we're building out this team is the way that I build out all my finite teams when I'm helping out accounts like this. It's just 2 or 3 champs on the team that bring in decreased speed and decreased enemy 10 meter for use against the boss, obviously. And then 1 or 2 champs on the team whose job it is to get our team to the boss, right? In this case, it's the Burengiri with his strength and buffs and all of that. Let's just see that this big ally attack here is going to crack the shield as quickly as I think it is. Oh wow, so I could actually open with the A2 from the Ruella, not the A1. Okay, that's actually good to know. Anyways, man, the Coltat now has enough accuracy to actually be landing her 10 meter reduction against the boss now as well, so that's good. We're going to get some good use out of Coltat as well. If you're not sure how much accuracy you need on your champions, by the way, if you're watching this video, you're in Rahid's shoes and there's a lot of things you're not sure about in the game. One of those things to be aware of is that you need 10 accuracy for every dungeon stage that you're clearing, right? So if you're on like stage 12 dungeons, you need about 120 accuracy to be landing your 10 meter decrease and your debuffs against the enemy boss. If you're on stage 20, 200 accuracy, so on and so forth. That's just a good way to get like a feel of about how much accuracy you are needing. Okay, now to see if we can actually progress on down to stage 20 with this team. But first, I actually can go into the team AI, and because the Farrakhan opens...
I actually do need to change one thing. Here is on stage 1. The Farrakhan need to not start with the beat them down, so that is something that does need to be changed.
Up on round 3, like we disable his ally attack on round 2, but then he comes in with the ally attack on the round 3. Actually miscounted how many attacks that's putting into the boss. We broke its shield instantly with the Farrakhan A3, so we actually don't need the Ruella to open up with their A1 anymore. We can actually have her open up with their A2, which is a decreased speed debuff against the boss, which is going to be pretty damn crucial as well, pretty solid, and I think overall a pretty good upgrade. So stage 17, first time ever. Let's try this, man. Okay, Burengiri's stun came in huge there, but getting through the waves starts to become a bigger and bigger problem. Like, the waves are really difficult against Finite. The Finite boss itself is actually the easy part. As long as you've got enough like multi-hitters and stuff in your team and enough 10 meter control, you're kind of good. And so we might need to actually switch out, dare I say, the Ronda on this team for like the Sin of the Drakes, maybe. Which is going to suck. We lose a lot of damage and the kill speed is going to go down by a lot, but if we require the extra stuns coming in from Syl in order to get through the waves and the revive and stuff, then so be it. Okay, so we actually do make it to the boss. Pretty good stuff. Again, the big Farrakhan ally attack is going to trigger everybody to go ham. Then this time the Ruella can go ahead and land their debuffs. Now, this is not going to be 100% clear on this stage 17, 100% reliable, because the Ruella is not fully booked, and so there is this small chance that she fails to land the decreased speed against the boss, which could be problematic, especially like the higher up in stages we get, the boss gets faster and faster, and so getting that decreased speed debuff up becomes increasingly more valuable as you go up in stages, of course. Ooh. And we're already actually struggling to keep up with the speed of the boss as it is right now, as you can see. We can afford to take like 1 or 2 maybe hits from the boss and still get it dead on this stage. Though speed, no, they're not, they're an auto cell. Okay, so after taking a pop at Finite 18, yeah, the waves are just getting too strong, and we can't really afford to have the Burengiri failing to land.
Yeah, Burengiri is currently not in the Fire Knight either. Show you at a later. Crap energy. This is kind of the team. It's just kind of like this. The team, that's all I really changed. The only realistic thing I need to not have him that, and pretty much stage 1 and 2, because Thor kind of just spreads through them. So yeah, I'm kind of here now. So we'll see what that does later on, unless I Um, not really. So just gonna realistically, like, uh, you get the point that most of the have been upgraded and stuff. The Rowella is has more damage that is coming now. Has a rank as banner. I'm not sure what banner to and do I put her in a or do a accuracy banner? I'm thinking the I'm just gonna but let me know down below if I should change that over to the pinpoint or leave it as the accuracy. Maybe different thing to have it on. But this is currently what she looks like. Currently, I just kind of been going down the list when the gear enhancement was live. So next one, get like a big gear up is probably just going to be Rector, and then it's going to be Seeker and American, Doom Priest. Ugo's going to get geared up. Then Bella, then the co-part if she it. There, it's pretty much I think he didn't see that I had a 4-star soul for physics. So physics is getting a big buff there as well. Not sure how to gear her, but I'm gonna look that up later because she is fully booked now, so I'll look it up later.
Land the crowd control against the waves. It's a big problem, man. So yeah, my verdict for this finite team going forwards for Mr. Raheeds, or what I would do on this account, is again in time replace the Rhonda in this finite team with the Thor. It's going to do a much better job against the waves. It's going to help with 10-meter control against the boss, and it's going to multi-hitter to help blast down the boss's shield stacks and all that good stuff as well. The Thor's just going to be a flat upgrade really to the Rhonda in this finite squad. And then I would replace the Burungiri with another legendary champ that's maybe 3rd or 4th on the list, for me at least, in terms of priority for us getting skill books onto her. And that's going to be Physics the Unbowed. I think that she does make the priority list a little bit, which I'll be mostly DMing this priority list to Mr. Raheeds in more detail and stuff, but she's going to be on there because, yeah, she's insane. Double hitter A1, 10-meter steal, AoE provoke, 100% land rate, void affinity, so can't weak hit against enemies, which is just lovely, 310 cooldown. You can set her team AI so that she opens with this skill against every wave and then doesn't use it again after that. And Sim, she's also got an AoE, decreased speed, ally protection buff, all that good stuff on a 310 cooldown on the A2 as well. So another amazing legendary champion for just controlling of waves and ferrying your team to the finite boss. As for the rest of the dungeon teams, I think they're mostly self-explanatory. I'll break him down for Mr. Raheeds in Discord. I've done a lot of guides recently talking about, the stuff that you want to bring to each dungeon in past takeovers and stuff like that. So, yeah, I won't go into it in this particular video. Hey, what I will go into is my happy little promo link, man, because I gotta wrap this one up here, man.
Yeah, so that is going to be the first one there. So we're going to go over to it. If you haven't already subscribed to him, please do. He does a really good job. I believe he's around the same time as I am here. So I think it's this one.
And it blows. Hey, what is up guys, this is Cobb, and welcome to Mr. Raheeds' account in this account takeover video, in which Raheeds, in the lifetime of his account, is only dealt, oh you guys can't see because my camera's in the way, is only dealt 2 million damage total ever to Hydra, man. We are here to build his first ever Hydra team that is hopefully going to be able to get at least the first chest from normal. Hopefully the max chest from normal would be lovely, but we're working with some very limited tools, including a bunch of level 50 champions, right? Point is, in this video, I want to kind of demonstrate how you can get started in Hydra and start collecting those chests, getting those Mithrala fragments in your account as soon as possible by just building the basic tools for the job. And in this one, we're going to be actually using a Seeker as our Hydra Provoker, right? So some extremely budget options in the mix right now. Before we get started, if you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account yourself, then make sure to use my beginner promo link, which is down below at the top of the video description box, man. Simply hit that link and use it to create a new Raid account for the best start possible, man. Elnoril is your free start at Legendary. Bunch of epic champions as you level up your account. I use this link myself to create my own free-to-play account, man. So if you want to play along with me on the free-to-play and get off to an insane start yourself, then this promo link is the way to do it, man. Make sure you get it used. Alright, dudes. Let's do this. So what kind of tools do you want to be bringing on into Hydra? This is actually the team that Mr. Heeds was using into Hydra.
Yes. The reason I was using it was I went into the optimizer and Hell Hades optimizer, and that's the team that it gave me. So, yeah.
Originally, like, I haven't touched this at all. This is just the way that the account is when I click on normal mode Hydra. As you can see, I think that the only legendary champ on this entire team that is booked is the Ninja. And yeah, the Ninja is indeed fully booked, so good stuff. Ninja's an incredible Hydra damage dealer, bringing that HP burn and stuff. Everybody else, Ninja's actually a pretty good combo, by the way, with Rathalos. Rathalos deals all kinds of bonus damage and stuff to enemies under HP burn, which is great, except the Rathalos isn't booked at all. Well, he's got one skill book into his head too. So very long cooldowns on the Rathalos, right? Big 4-turn cooldown skills. Not great. Alice is also a total mismatch in this team. She doesn't really bring anything to the fight into Hydra. Her damage isn't particularly good into the fight into Hydra. She doesn't like do extra damage to HP burned enemies or something. She gets a bit of ignored defense on her A3. She isn't booked as well either. She's also sitting at level 50, so yeah, we definitely shouldn't be using the Alice in this fight, right? She's not bringing any particular skills or tools that actually help us counter the Hydra boss. The Rector and the Wukong are pretty okay. So what kind of tools do you actually want to be bringing into Hydra Clan Boss? For me, you can break it down into 3 mandatory tools that you absolutely need at a bare minimum to be getting the first Hydra chest. If you're just getting started into Hydra the first time, those 3 tools are an AoE block buffs champion. Absolutely critical that you are placing the block buffs debuff on all of the Hydra heads. You then need a provoke champion, or else your team is instantly dead or is going to start to die very quickly and things are going to go horrible as soon as the head of decay.
Hydra is one of these contents I never really played with or even tried to learn. I just knew I wanted to try to break into it, and I didn't know how to. Now I kind of roughly know.
Pops out, it becomes part of the fight. You need a provoker to keep that head provoked at all times. And then you need at least one, ideally a couple of champions that are bringing heals and revives to the table. For me, these 3 tools right here are like the mandatory tools. Now, there's a lot of other things you can bring to the Hydra fight, man. Max HP damage dealer champions are great into Hydra. Husk is like a great budget option for that. HP burn is a great debuff to bring to the fight as well. HP burn activators are also fantastic. Ninja happens to bring both HP burn and activation in the same kit, so definitely a fantastic damage dealer. And you've got things like AoE hex debuffs across all of the Hydra heads. You've got things like decreased speed and increased speed buffs from your own team as well, right? You've got a lot of things. AoE decrease attack to decrease attack against all the Hydra heads as well. All very good stuff, but when you're just getting started in Hydra for the first time, you're going to have a very limited roster, and so your team might end up looking a little bit something like this. This is the team that we've got set up for use right now into Hydra on this account. Is it the best? Not really. Are there a couple of level 50 champions in this team? Yeah, there are, and I'm kind of nervous about that fact. But for a quick breakdown for what we're running here, we're running the Ninja in this team. It's HP burner, damage dealer, good stuff. Second big sort of main damage dealer is going to be the Rhonda. Now, Rhonda is not a particularly good Hydra champion. In fact, she's not a very good Hydra champion at all. But what she is on this account that I'm working with is fully booked. Okay, so she's already going to offer infinitely more damage than a completely unbooked, ungeared Rathalos. We might as well make use of her for now, and then look to replace her in the future further on down the line. Because if you're a new player getting started in Hydra for the first time, don't feel sad if you're getting your cheeks a little bit clapped by Hydra. Frankly, it's a very, very challenging boss, and it takes your progress in Hydra is really measured in months. Like, it takes a long time to build out specialist legendary champs that are just great into handling the various Hydra mechanics and getting a nice, well-oiled team up and running. And so the Ronda we're going to replace over time. For our block buffs champion, we're going to bring Ugo, one of the best epic champions in the game, and part of my beginner promo link, by the way, just saying, which is down below in the description box. But Ugo is going to bring a good amount of healing. Oh my god, dude, she's not booked at all, so this is going to be a bit of a problem for us.
She is now, and I'm pretty sure he goes through it later on what I should replace. Should replace the team right here. This is how much damage they did: 2.1 mil. Team afterwards was just after I booked everything, see what they could do. I think he's Rondo with a Thor, so I see what Thor was able to do. Felt pretty good, but I think Thor did more damage, so that's going to bring this up by 300k. Well as go and the Doom Priest and Rector all at level 60 now. So they should be doing a little bit more, but I should see in about 3 days. I'll update it then, and then this team is kind of one of the in-game there. This team, as you can see, is fully level 60 now. This team is still being worked on, and I gotta build and her. Let me know down below how do these guys. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I did look up some videos, but for me, building them are just, I don't know. I guess I didn't take good notes or something, but we'll see how well I do.
As well, but the Ugo's not bugged. She would bring a 410 cooldown, remove heal reduction debuffs, which Hydra heads can place, and removes one random debuff from all allies, then heal all allies by 20% of Ugo's max HP. Great stuff, okay? Great supporting skill for keeping your team alive, but most importantly, on the A2, attack all enemies, 310 cooldown when bugged, 100% land rate, decreased defense debuff for 210s, and a block buffs debuff for 210s. Again, crucial that you are keeping up this block buffs debuff when you're getting started in Hydra, man, else Poison Cloud is going to ruin your life. So even though the Ugo is level 50, she's still going to have a pretty solid place for us on this team. Now, we're also going to go ahead and run the Sun Wukong in this team too, because, well, we've got two unbooked champions with long cooldown block buff skills, and so I'm hoping that by putting the Sun Wukong and the Ugo in the same team, we can alternate between the two a little bit and just try and get some good uptime from our block buffs debuff in this squad. Ideally, we wouldn't need to use the Sun Wukong in this team, and we could just get the Ugo fully booked up, and then we can replace the Sun Wukong, or move the Sun Wukong to like a B team or something, you know, and replace him with something like an AoE Hex or AoE Weaken champion, or maybe just like some better support champs or whatever. That would be ideal, but for what we're working with right now, this is what we're going to use. As for our Provoker champ, we've already touched on this, but Seeker is actually supposed to be pretty gosh darn good. Into Hydra since recent changes to how the AI works in the game. So he's got a double hit at A1, 50% chance on hit of placing Provoke debuff for 110 when fully booked, which he...
I mean, during the time that I used him in Hydra, he's pretty good, honestly. I mean, as you can see, team did do decent. Wait, that team here did Seeker didn't really do too much. Then again, this isn't like a really good team. There is a Hex, 2 healers, a Provoker, a damage dealer. I put in American. I thought maybe he would be good, but I'm not sure what like a team 2 to use. Because Sun Wukong was used during Kier, so Sun Wukong would probably replace Farrakhan next time around. Ronda would move here. Yeah, Ronda would move into do. Uh, so the Wukong would get Wukong get replaced. Uh, so I know Rhonda would get replaced by Thor. Thor would replace Rhonda. Who would replace Wukong? Mad Hatter. Yeah, Hex buff. So Mad Hatter would move over here. So Wukong would take place of Mad Hatter, and Rhonda would. And that should be a lower amount of damage for team 2, but it's something. For now, we're hitting S right here off his chest. So it's better than what I have done. I hadn't even I tried 3 teams, I couldn't even get up to here. Now we're sitting, if I can this thing's right, I'm sitting at 5.5 mil now. So yay.
He is. His A2, unbelievably, all 7 of the bucks went into the A1, so here we are. But yeah, his A2 is very, very good as well, but sadly it's not booked. The way that provoke works right now in the game is that if you have a champion on your team that has a provoke A1 or any kind of single target provoke skill in their kit, they will always prioritize focusing that provoke or that A1 provoke skill onto the Head of Decay. So that's the idea for allowing this team to run on auto, at least. Let's see how good Seeker is for that job when the Head of Decay pops on up. And then because Ugo is not going to be able to handle the healing for this team on her own at all, in fact, she's going to massively struggle, we're going to run Doom Priest in here instead. I'm not sure that this is going to be enough, but Doom Priest is a fantastic Hydra support. She's particularly good because she just doesn't need any skill bucks at all. You can leave her completely unbooked, or just put 1 buck in and try and get her A2 bucked, at least. But on her passive, heals all allies by 7.5% of their HP and remove 1 random debuff from them at the start of this champion's turn. How do we have the Doom Priest built out? I've actually got it built up in a Relentless set, which I think is an excellent set for the Doom Priest to be in. I've tried to push up her speed. She's at like 200-ish speed, which is not bad for where our gear is on this account, but I've got her in a Relentless set, so she has a chance to get an extra turn. Yeah, I just trigger that passive multiple times and hopefully trigger it on repeat a couple times and just help to keep this team alive, because our healing is going to be massively lacking, especially until the Ugo has that A3 fully booked out. So that's the plan. Those are the basic tools that you need to bring into Hydra to get started for the first time. It's time to put my team where my mouth is now and see if we can get this team to even just grab the first Hydra chest for good old Rahids. And here we go, man. So I am actually going to manual this as well. So the Head of Decay is not popped out at all on the first round just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and I guess just like attack into whatever with the Seeker. It's not really helping us, by the way, that like 4 champions on this team are magic affinity and there's a lot of force affinity Hydra heads right now. That makes me a little bit nervous, to be fair, but let's go ahead and just start spitting some damage out from the Ninja. He's definitely going to do some amazing damage. In fact, we've already done 300,000 with just 1 swing coming in from the Ninja. That's just how good he is. I'm just going to let the Rhonda throw in with her AoE.
Yes.
And then the Ugo can come in and hopefully,
yes, I was happy that they relaunched Ninja. I came back especially for Ninja.
And the block buff debuff across a lot of Hydra heads here. Landed against literally 1. Oh my god, is that bad? Okay, well, at least the Sun Wukong now gets to come in as our backup block buffs champ. And now we land on everything apart from the Head of Blight on the far left over there. So, okay, so only the Head of Blight gets the poison cloud buff now, so that's good at least. So the Hydra are going to do like pretty solid damage to us here. Huge hits coming on in, and this is where having the Ugo fully booked to get that heal off more often would be very nice indeed. Hopefully you don't just die to the Head of Wrath just now. I don't know why I always forget its name. I always call it like the Magma Head. Anyways, you saw the Doom Priest got a turn just now, got off a little bit of healing and cleansed a lot of debuffs from a lot of nerds, so that's okay at least. I'm very nervous of the Head of Wrath getting its huge attack off here. We've got to get this heal off on the Ugo. If this Truthia triggers, we're in a lot of trouble. Oh, thank you, Jeebus. Okay, so we've bought ourselves enough time to maybe live for another round. I guess we can be happy enough with that. But here comes the Head of Wrath. It's going to hit real hard. Clobber the hell out of everybody and ooh. Okay, it was going so well until that massive head of Wrath hit came on in. Another thing with Hydra is just getting one of the heads dead just one time drastically reduces the pressure on your team, because all of a sudden then you're having to deal with less mechanics.
Yeah, I'm not too sure to manual it, so a lot of the times I just play it on auto. I'll try to manual it next time.
Against the boss, and so that makes a big difference too. Let's have a do-over, man, and see if we can push this a little bit further. This right here is a fresh run after like 6 or 7 attempts at this or something. This is kind of the best run I could get going with this team that we had available. It's just a stat issue, man. I'm running the Rector Drath in this one, and the Sun Wukong instead of the Ugo, right? So we're just changing up the support a little bit, running the Sun Wukong as the block buffs champion. Seemed to work a little bit better than the Ugo, but yeah. Level 50 Doom Priest, level 50 Rector Drath. Not great. And not the best damage dealers, of course, with the Ronda. Will be way better with the Thor. What I'm going to do is go ahead and actually build this team, basically this identical team, on my main account just now, and just do a run into normal or hard mode Hydra and just show this team in action with actual gear farmed up and with level 60 champions. I think that that's going to be the best way to show this team working out. So as you can see here, the run is coming to an end at about like 2.3 million damage as the Sun Wukong goes down. So we are able to get that first Hydra chest from normal Hydra with this Omega budget level 50 champion non-booked team. But I'm very interested in showing you guys what a team like this can actually do into normal once they are all actually booked up. So welcome to my main account. We're going to go ahead and try this team out into, I guess, hard difficulty Hydra, just to offset the fact that I've got like champion empowerments on some of these champs. And of course, unlike Rahid's account, these are all fully booked up champs, right? These are the kind of epic champions that you want to be trying to build out on your account to really get started in Hydra. But we'll see how these guys do into hard. I'm running Alice instead of Ronda because I just don't have the Ronda on my account, so I'm putting another just very mediocre, kind of not optimal damage dealer in the aura lead role in my team to just stand in for the Ronda. Besides that, the rest of the team is basically the same. I'm also going to go ahead and throw my Doom Priest into this team as well for just some extra healing. And you know what? Let's just full auto this and just see what happens, you know. Hands off the keyboard, I'm pretty confident that with this team and with these supports and basically running the same team that Rahid's is running, just instead with all of these champs booked out, all of them level 60, and with like real attention paid to building them out properly and spending real time collecting just a solid artifact storage, you know, and getting these guys built up with good defensive stats, like 2500 plus defense, kind of recommended on your champs for getting started into Hydra. A lot of Rahid's champs were barely punching past 2k defense, you know, a lot of them much lower than 2k actually. So a lot of it's just like the survivability of your team and the bonus survivability you're going to get from having champions up at level 60. And again, this is hard mode Hydra. Let's just see how this team does, given that it's basically Rahid.
Yeah, this team does way better already by stage 7, by round 7 of total bosses taken. Yeah.
Needs his team with like a steroid injection, you know what I'm saying? And alright, first Hydra head down. Things aren't going amazingly, but at least we're pushing towards like 4 million damage now at this point. That's great. This team, I mean, it's lacking a good provoker that's bringing more to the table than just a seeker, right? The Doom Priest is great and all, debuff, cleanse, bit of healing and all that stuff. She's not an Elva Autumnborn though, you know what I'm saying? She's not bringing like revives and increased speed buffs as well as the healing and the debuff cleanse and all these extra tools that you're going to get to bring to the table, you know? And oh bloody hell, would you look at that, the head of Mischief as the head that chose to devour the Alice. Well, this run might not last much longer. But if I wanted it to, and my options were limited, what I'd want to do is get a cursed artifact set up on the Ugo to give the Ugo a chance to land the Hex debuff on enemies whenever she swings in with the AoE. And that would make the head of Mischief targetable. But I'm not going to do that for the sake of just this video. Alright man, here's another attempt at this run. Just like a second attempt where I actually manualed the first like dozen or so turns to make sure that the AI was getting off to a decent start, not doing anything too stupid, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. As you can see, it's gone pretty saucy. If we could just get the bloody magma head dead, given that it's like 1% health, that'd be lovely. Then we can go ahead and bust one of our nerds out of the Hydra's belly and the run's gone pretty okay, man. And of course, what we really mean by pretty okay is that it's enough to like get the chest. You know what I'm saying? It's still a little bit rough going. obviously, but you know, 2 Hydra heads basically almost dead, and so finishing those off would be lovely. We actually killed 2 of them at exactly the same time, which is just great. And so maybe we'll actually get to key in a little bit of damage here before this thing inevitably wipes. It looks like we're on the brink just now. And down we go. Okay, it's like 7.5 million damage into hard Hydra with this team. Not a very good Hydra team. That's not the point, right? The point is that it's a very accessible Hydra team, right? It's exactly the kind.
I'd say the only other thing that's different is he also has champions that weaken too. A lot of those stats boosts can change some champions sometimes.
A team that you might be building with your first. Instead of the Alice, you might want to run something like a Royal Guard or a Husk or something, some kind of max HP epic champion damage dealer will do a lot better than the Alice. She didn't really do a whole lot, right? There isn't something like the Alice and the Ninja, like a specialist boss killer damage dealer, and just a solid all-round damage dealer, or like an arena nuker in this case, like Alice. It's massive. It's a huge stack difference. So back under Raheed's account, with this team lineup right here, right, especially running the likes of the Sun Wukong as part of this team as well, and getting all of these champions up to level 60 and getting them booked, right? Especially the Ugo. The Ugo's like a huge deal here. You're looking at a Hydra team all of a sudden that can quite reliably take care of at least normal Hydra and start getting yourself those normal Hydra chests. Now, what else I've done on this account is built out what could be, at least from what I've seen of the roster here on this account, just the best Hydra team going for this account. You know what I'm saying? And the only champions that are sticking around from the original, like, super budget beginner Hydra team that we should be working on building in the meantime. Lots of legendary champions, right? We've got the Ninja in the team. The Ugo's still going to be in the team, so absolutely worth fully building out the Ugo to level 60. But everything else is just a massive upgrade, right? Once the Ugo's fully booked, probably don't need the Sun Wukong in the team anymore to be applying the block buffs, debuff, and so we get to switch in the Thor instead. Just a cataclysmically better damage dealer compared to both the Ronda and the Sun Wukong, to be honest. He's just an absolute Hydra beast. Also brings an AoE decreased speed. We can also then go ahead and fit Mad Hatter into the team. This guy's a Chad as well, another champion worth building out, man, for your Hydra teams. Again, not very good without legendary skill books. 2 skills that are both on 5-10 cooldowns is not great, okay? Not ideal at all. But once you've got him fully booked up, it's 100% land rate hex debuff, and we can debuff on all enemies for 2 turns on his A2. Big stuff. And then he joins up with the ally with the highest crit damage, who will then join in the attack with their default skill, which in this team that would be running right now with the Mad Hatter would be the Thor. And so the Thor will be swinging in for all these extra hits, which would give him more stacks of his passive, even faster, get more triggers out of his passive, which is just a big blast of damage out of that as well. And so Mad Hatter and Thor are going to have great synergy in a team like this. We'll be running the Vizix as our Provoker champion eventually in the ideal Hydra team on Raheed's account, because her Provoke is 100% land rate. And not just that, she's also bringing an AoE decreased speed, which the Thor is already taken care of, so a little bit of inefficiency there, but it's fine. She's also bringing Ally Protect on this A2 as well for just some additional survivability on the team. And then, of course, Elva Autumnborn is just going to be a massive upgrade on the likes of Rector Drath, the likes of Doom Priest, that kind of thing. She's just a monster of a legendary support champion, right? She's bringing a 310 cooldown revive. Very nice. And then she also brings an AoE cleanse, block debuffs buff, and increased speed buff across your entire team for 2 turns on a...
For that skill, do I actually need accuracy? Not sure. Maybe.
310 cooldown. Very nice. She brings all kinds of healing from her passive, and then her aura is speed in all battles. So running it as the speed aura lead in a team like this could be great as well to ensure that you're vastly outpacing the Hydra heads. Could also run Thor, to be honest, as the aura lead as well. The damage aura might actually be better. You can go ahead and switch those around and find out. But the point is that a team like this is great to plan out in your team presets manager thing. Even if it's not ready for you to use right now, you haven't got all these champions booked up, it's good to know what you're working towards, right? You've got your team that you're using for right now for just getting your Hydra chests. It might be a bunch of budget epic champions and stuff. A couple of unideal champions like the Ronda in a team like this one that are just kind of standing in while you get the legendary skill books ready to finally start building up just a vastly improved version of this team. And oh my god, I've spent like 6 hours in this account. I'm gonna have to leave this one here, guys, but that's how I would go about getting started on Hydra, on basically any account, but this one in particular, man. Hopefully we've helped out Raheed's and give him some direction on this account to shoot for. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this one, man. If you did, make sure to hit like on the video.
Definitely give me a lot of direction there, and definitely use his promo code. definitely a lot of use. There definitely gave me a lot of direction there. Things I'm not sure of. Which I gotta rewatch the Fear Every Champion video. It's just how to build the physics in Elva Autumnborn for that without actually making them completely useless other content I use. But everything else is pretty much good as you guys can see. I'm lapping the level 50s away slowly. So I got the Ugo, the Robella, Doom Priest, the Rector Draft got up to 60. Next is the Physics, and then Elva. And I should start to push towards me doing Hydra eventually. But the Mad Hatter got up there. Marichka, I got up there. Then I weakened uh, eh, most of them. The only thing is, I don't know where to go from there. I think at one point I am going to build Fabian PvP because that's where I'm kind of lacking at the current moment. I feel like is getting through this PvE because I feel like I'm just this. And I don't really have the team ready yet, so I'm just kind of using the champions I were using before for this. Um, and I have a team I want to use. So pretty much, it'll be like at a really good level. I want to be using Marichka. It'll be Marichka, Arima. Once she's booked, once both of them are booked, um, probably from there. I don't know. I'm thinking either Godseeker or Scylla, one of the two here. Or I'm thinking of just dropping Brad Hatter and either one of the two. Not sure. Let me know down below what champions here I should actually use for PvP. I know I'm 100% gonna use Marika and Harima. I just need to figure out like what I can do for like the other two champions. I could probably build out Adeline there as a support. Rector could be a good support. Ugo could. I have a bunch of champions, just not sure what to do with them in terms of PvP. So let me know down below if